Hey everybody, welcome to a rather odd episode. So, as I think I've said in another video, I had wanted to do a video series of the new Pokemon game. Specifically why, because that's the one I got. But I ran into a snag. I was trying to get everything set. I was like trying to figure out how I was going to record it and such. And I saw a YouTuber I watch, Ghostrobo, really interesting. He's really fun to watch, actually. And especially if you're someone who doesn't like much cussing. I don't think he cusses at all. But he's interesting. His link will be in the description as well. And he was nice enough to reply to my message. And he gave me a link to a guy. Apparently, you have to get a custom-made capture card to work on a DS. And you have to send your DS away, they'll attach it, send it back. Well, there's a few problems. One, about $200, and I had only planned on doing this one DS game. Two, it specifically for the 3DS, and I got the 2DS. So I don't think that would work. And three, yeah, I didn't think it was going to work. And they were sold out of them anyway. So, three, they were sold out. So, I was trying to think what I wanted to do. And I kind of just ended up deciding that what I would do is, instead of... I would like to play it. I would like to do a Let's Play of it. But I can't justify $200 just for a capture card for one game. So I was thinking, and I ended up deciding that I would do a review of what I've played so far. Because there's no way I was going to wait to play it. Jeez. As soon as I got home, I was playing that thing. But, so, I'm going to do a review of the Nintendo DS, the 2DS, and then the Pokemon game of what I've played so far. I've not beat it yet, nowhere near. Alright, first let's go with the hardware. Here's the nice little box. It comes with charger cable, the device obviously, and it also comes with these cards. If they weren't upside down would be nice. Why is the top one not there? These cards. It takes advantage of the 3D thing, and it will actually there's an AR game in the main menu, and you go to it, have this hovering like on the well lit table, and your camera pointed at it, and it will make this box like pop out of the screen and sitting there, and there's a bunch of mini games, that type of stuff. Or you can go to another option, and they'll make 3D models of the characters pop up. It's pretty cool. Like, I kind of like the mini games from the Cube. They all end in an epic fight with a dragon. Nothing wrong with that. Now to the device. Here it is. Back, front. It's got what honestly feel like Xbox controller bumpers, or PS3, either way. Bumpers on the top here. And here's a size comparison. Here's the 3DS game case versus the 2DS. It's actually a lot smaller than a lot of people thought it would be. Like, I was thinking of a tablet thing closer to the Wii U's controller. And I have very big hands. And so it looks a little funky, me holding it. But it actually fits pretty good, to my surprise. Like, I think if my hands were a little smaller, it'd probably fit a little easier. But overall, I like it. I think one thing I really like is the advantage of it not folding is you don't have to worry about that accidentally snapping. Now, you gotta worry about this whole thing snapping, but it kind of feels a little sturdier than that little hinge that the 3DS would have. It's a lot cheaper. You don't get the 3D feature, and like Ghostrobo, I'm watching his video of he has the 3DS, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of difference with the Pokemon game per se. I think there's like an extra animation they add during battle scenes, but that's about it. You're not really. I don't think you're missing much if you don't have the 3D, and most people turn off 3D anyway because apparently a lot of people are getting headaches from it because you have to hold it just the right angle or it don't work. But yeah, it's a pretty straight device. Comes with a pick, of course. Personally, I use my own pick, which is like one of the little flexible ones that I just like wrap around my finger so I can just tap out. I'm liking this thing actually. I mostly picked the 3DS because of the cheaper price point, and I figure the 3D would probably end up giving me a headache too. I have a big problem with headaches and migraines, so I figured I'm probably not gonna use 3D anyway. And I don't think I'm losing anything from it. My cousin Josh, you know him from the Worms Revolution series, which we will try to get back to, but his work schedule, me and Isabel dealing with school and stuff, it's tough to get us all on the same page. But we're going to try to work something out, and I'm going off topic. I'm actually really liking this thing, and I've been playing it every day since the Pokemon game came out a few days ago. But it's pretty nice, sturdy. I do recommend, however, that you go ahead and buy one of these. It's just a little carrying case for the thing to go in. Just slide it in and boom, it's safe. Because that's the big disadvantage of it not folding, is the screens aren't protected in any way. At least when it folds, it's protected. But nothing like that for this, so you probably need to shell out the extra little bit for one of these cases if you want to make sure your screen's good at all times. Now on to the game, Pokemon Y. I thought about getting X mostly for the special Charizard, but I ended up getting Y. Oh well. Here's a little thing. It will focus. Okay, whatever. I'd have to say this is the best Pokemon game they've had in the last several years. I have been falling away from Pokemon since Gen 3. Yeah, I think Gen 3 was when I started to drift away, because it's like, this is too much of the same. There's nothing special. I'm getting tired of events that won't let me get good Pokemon unless I do something special. Still, hands down, the original Gen 1 best, because you can, with one glitch to get the Mew, you can get every Pokemon in the game. It gives you the ability to. Any of them after that, you have to trade, which is annoying. I doubt this new one will be any different. I'm sure you still have to trade a lot, but at least this one, there are a lot of the older gen Pokemon. I've seen Pokemon from every generation in Y so far. My team is mostly comprised of Gen 1 and 2. I think I got a little bit of 3. I have a Lucario in my team. I can't remember what gen he's from. I think he's a little bit newer. But yeah, hands down, if you're gonna be getting a 2DS, 3DS, either way, I would recommend going ahead and pick this game up. I'm not gonna give it any sort of, oh, it gets this many points out of this many points. Mostly because I haven't beat it. Like, I know that a lot of the premise is still the same, but it's a lot of stuff they added. That's what gives it something special. The online is a lot better, I think, in this one than the others. I actually have black from... I didn't bother with black 2, or white 2, because I knew it was just going to be a lot of the same. That's what we all say about Call of Duty, isn't it? But this one, it feels different. The lush 3D environment, like, even though this isn't a 3DS, the world is still well done in 3D. I'd say the only time it bugged me was when I was in a cave. It actually feels like you're in a cave. You don't get the overview of the map, so you can just like, oh, hey, I just go this way to get there. No. First cave I came to, I was like, where do I go? It felt enclosed in a cave, which was really interesting to deal with. But I'd say it's worth the buy. The online is a lot better off. You can add people. You know what? Why not? I'm going to put my passcode and stuff in the description below. Hit me up if you want. I don't care. I'll accept anyone who sends me a request. I'll go ahead and accept it. And maybe we can battle or something. Just don't try to overpower me, because that'll just make you look like a jerk. I'll try not to overpower anyone either. I prefer having teams that are about the same level. Actually, one of the Pokemon games had the battle something where it actually put your Pokemon on a certain level. Then the only difference at that point was your moveset. Wonder if they'll do that with this one. And it would be a good feature to have. I'm going to need to test that. But if you're looking at anything spectacularly new story-wise, you're not going to really find it. But then again, if you like Pokemon, then you're used to that by now. The new team is Team Flare, which are all about being beautiful and fashionable, and I'm like, really? Okay, you're wearing red suits. Woo. Oh well. For the starters, I'll put pictures of the 3 stars you get to choose from up above. Off the top of my head, Chaspin, Froakie. That fire one I always forget. Hold on one second. I'm gonna look that up. Fennekin. There we go. Fennekin, Froakie, and Chaspin. Those are the starters you get, and you get them like right out the door. Like within 5 minutes, you got your starters, which is actually kind of fast for some of the Pokemon games. Like some of the older ones, you had to go do an errand or something for the professor, then you come back and like, oh, okay, here's your Pokemon. And then after you meet the professor for the first time, you then get to choose a starter between the original Gen 1. I'll put image of them somewhere. And that would be Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Pretty cool that it actually gives you both those starters. And you even get the Mega Evolution Stone, which is the big thing for this one, which is a ripoff of Digimon. And again, I think Digimon was a ripoff of Pokemon, or like some response to Pokemon. I don't know. But, yeah, it's kind of cool that they brought up so many of the older gen Pokemon into this. Like, I'm meeting just as many new Pokemon as I am seeing some old classics that I missed from the older games. It's a really interesting experience. Like, I feel like this version is a lot more realistic. Like, yes, if you were in a different region, you'd find different Pokemon, but that doesn't mean you wouldn't find some of the other Pokemon there as well. That's how I always thought it was weird. It's like, this is one big world, even if it's different regions. Especially like the bird Pokemon, they're sure to travel. But then again, the same thing can be said about the real world. You don't find certain types, well, heck, certain types of snakes in certain areas, whatever. But I'm rambling at this point. Yeah, if you if you've been away from Pokemon for a while and you want something to get you back into it, this works really well. Like, you get the older ones, you get the new ones, you get skates. That's a new feature they added, which is faster than the running shoes. It's a little clunkier to control, but luckily, if you use the stick, you're using the skates. If you use the D-pad, it's normal running shoes. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so yeah, that's probably, yeah, Grandpa walked in. I think that's just about all I have to say about it. If anyone has any questions about the game, put them in the description below, the comments below. I'll happily answer what I can. If you want anything about later and know about anything later in the game, I'm not there yet. I'm not speedrunning this. I'm trying to just take my time and enjoy myself. Which, I am having a lot of fun with this. This is definitely the best Pokemon game they've had in a long time. It's sad to say that, but I feel like they should work on their story a little more. It's kind of nice, like, one of the things that was always weird was whenever you got your Pokemon, your rival got the one that was strong against yours, and then there's the third one that just kind of just had to sit there forever. I think the last couple ones they fixed that though, so there's someone who gets the weaker Pokemon who isn't as important. Yet it feels like they made both of them important. There are two girls you meet right at the beginning, and they both get the other two Pokemon that you don't pick. The one who gets the stronger one is kind of like your rival. That they still get the strongest one that's going to be able to beat you easier. Then the other girl, she's a lot more carefree with everything, and she ends up getting the second one, which, now that I think about it, does sound a lot more like the first game. I mean, not the first game, the Black, because a girl got the weak one, and then she ended up not being much of a trainer. I'm like, I don't like that. Like, just because they're not the rival doesn't mean you have to make them weak. And the rival, you end up like having like the team battles with them a lot. And the one who got the weaker Pokemon, she'll be along with you, and she actually can heal your Pokemon when she's with you. And you actually see them a lot more than you did your rival in any other game. Because normally it's like, oh hey, we're going to fight, then you're going to run off and I'll see you in about 2 more gyms. But you see them throughout it, and they even go on some... Hey guys, sorry about that again. But you do end up getting... your rival and the other person who's not as much your rival, you actually do go on a lot of the adventure together, which is really a new concept in Pokemon. Normally it feels more like a solo journey, but they are kind of with you. Like, even if they're not with you, they're around for a lot of it. And then there's also these 2 other guys who are not exactly your rivals. I guess they're supposed to be your friends as well, and they're traveling along a little bit, but they're like assistants to the professor, more than like your training rivals or anything. So you kind of end up with 4 people that you kind of get to know a little bit. It just really it is something a little bit different, and it's not a bad thing. I'm quite enjoying having these people with me, and I like the rival one who's actually like going, hey, we're rivals, we're both like competing to be great Pokemon trainers. But I'm rambling on. If you have any specific questions, just ask in the comments below. I'll happily answer what I can. And I hope you all like this. I'm not going to do this very often. It's mostly just because I don't think I'm going to be able to record anything of Pokemon. If I can figure out a way, I'll restart my game and do it. But otherwise, I'm sorry. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe to the channel. And have a good rest of your day. This is Aaron, signing out.